In relationships, there's an unspoken undercurrent that shapes our desires, yet many often overlook it. The mind, just like the body, craves stimulation, novelty, and depth. But when emotional needs remain unmet, when the spark fades into routine, and when fulfillment is absent, individuals may begin seeking something more. Unfortunately, society quickly casts judgment, labeling such actions as betrayal, without fully understanding the deeper reasons behind them. A Stoic, however, reacts with understanding, not condemnation. He observes, learns, and seeks wisdom. So why do some women seek adventure outside their relationship? The answer is complex and rooted in human nature, driven by emotions, unmet desires, and the fear of time slipping away. Some are searching for emotional depth, others for personal freedom, or perhaps the strength and presence they feel they've lost. The underlying truth is simple. Where needs go unmet, the mind naturally starts to wander. This video isn't about justification or condemnation. It's about understanding the psychological and emotional forces that drive human behavior. It's about learning how a Stoic man should respond, not with anger or desperation, but with clarity, strength, and self-mastery. In the end, no external force can shake someone who is truly in control of themselves. Number 1, the desire for emotional depth. When a woman steps outside her marriage, it's often not about chasing another person, it's about seeking a deeper emotional connection. The desire for emotional depth is foundational to any meaningful relationship. Over time, however, this emotional intimacy can fade, leaving one or both partners feeling unseen. A woman may still love her partner, but if she feels emotionally neglected, she might seek validation and connection elsewhere. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Yet when emotional fulfillment is lacking, we often look outward instead of inward. This isn't always about physical attraction. It's about the need to be heard, to be understood, and to feel significant. If a woman feels dismissed, her desire for emotional depth can overwhelm her. Many men focus on providing material security, assuming love alone is enough. But for a woman, connection is about emotional intimacy, the ability to share dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities without judgment. Without that, she may seek it elsewhere, often unknowingly. A Stoic man doesn't react with anger or blame when emotional distance emerges. Instead, he acts with wisdom. He understands that relationships thrive on emotional investment, both big and small. He doesn't beg for attention or resent his partner's actions. He cultivates emotional intelligence, listens actively, and leads by example. Number 2, the erosion of passion through routine. At the start of a relationship, passion runs high. Every touch feels electric, every word full of meaning. But as time passes, routine can set in. What was once thrilling becomes predictable, and what once felt like an adventure turns into the ordinary. While stability offers comfort, it can also breed stagnation if not nurtured. Humans crave novelty. The mind thrives on new experiences and excitement. When a relationship becomes repetitive, the sense of discovery fades. It's not that love disappears. It simply loses its spark. A woman doesn't necessarily seek another partner, but she seeks the return of spontaneity, the feeling of being desired, and the excitement of the unknown. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Passion doesn't fade naturally. It needs cultivation. Small moments of connection, like shared laughter, deep conversations, or new experiences, can reignite what was lost. A Stoic man doesn't panic when routine dulls the relationship. Instead, he adapts. He knows that passion is not about constant excitement. but about ongoing engagement. He remains present, aware, and intentional in his actions. He doesn't chase or demand. He leads with energy, curiosity, and depth. Number 3, the fear of a life. Unlived regret is a powerful force. The sense that time is slipping away, that opportunities are being missed, or that dreams remain unfulfilled. This fear often drives people to seek something beyond their current lives. For many women, it's not necessarily about wanting a different partner, but rather about reclaiming a version of themselves that has been lost. Life's routines, marriage, family, career, can often consume us, leaving little space for personal growth and self-discovery. A woman may wake up and wonder, is this all there is? The things she once dreamed of, adventure, creativity, travel, may seem out of reach. This fear of missed opportunities pushes her to seek experiences that make her feel alive again. The Stoics remind us that regret is a trap. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A woman who feels trapped by routine may not realize that it's her perspective keeping her stuck. Fulfillment doesn't lie outside herself. It lies within. A Stoic understands this and does not react with anger or insecurity. He observes, reflects, and leads with wisdom. Ultimately, the fear of a life unlived isn't about missing grand adventures. It's about seeking depth and meaning. And the person who learns to find purpose in the present moment will never feel the need to escape it. Number 4, the influence of unmet needs. Every human being has emotional, intellectual, and psychological needs. When these needs go unmet over time, dissatisfaction grows, and it often leads individuals to seek fulfillment elsewhere. A woman who steps outside her marriage isn't merely acting on impulse. She's often responding to a deep void that has been neglected. This isn't an excuse, but a reality of human nature. The mind, much like the body, hungers for nourishment, and when deprived, it will search for sustenance wherever it can find it. Emotional needs are among the most significant. People need to feel valued, heard, and understood. If a woman feels invisible in her relationship, if her thoughts, emotions, and efforts are dismissed or taken for granted, she may begin to crave connection elsewhere. It's not always about desiring someone new. It's about wanting to feel seen again. Many affairs aren't driven by physical attraction, but by the emotional intimacy that has been lost over time. Beyond emotions, intellectual and psychological needs also play a role. Stimulating conversations, shared ambitions, and personal growth are essential to a fulfilling relationship. When curiosity and engagement fade, there's a natural tendency to look for excitement elsewhere. The desire for mental and emotional stimulation isn't a flaw. It's a fundamental part of being human. A Stoic man understands that relationships require continuous effort, not complacency. He recognizes that love is nurtured, not assumed. Instead of reacting with anger or possessiveness, he observes and adapts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This wisdom applies to relationships as well. Happiness isn't found in control, but in understanding and action. Unmet needs don't justify betrayal, but they help explain human behavior. A Stoic man focuses not on blaming circumstances, but on cultivating depth and presence in his relationship. He doesn't demand loyalty. He inspires it by being a man of strength, wisdom, and emotional intelligence. Number 5, the magnetic pull of strength and presence attraction is often misunderstood as a purely physical phenomenon, but in reality, it is driven by something much deeper: presence, confidence, and inner strength. A woman may not always be aware of it, but she is often drawn to a man who embodies qualities that she feels are lacking in her current relationship, or even within herself. Strength is not about dominance, it's about stability. Presence is not about being physically close, it's about making someone feel truly seen and valued. A man who carries himself with unwavering confidence, who speaks with certainty, and who remains composed in the face of adversity, naturally exudes a magnetic pull. This kind of presence demands respect, not through force, but through the quiet power of self-assurance. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." True strength is not about controlling others, it's about mastering oneself. In relationships, familiarity can lead to complacency. A man who once captivated his partner with his ambition, decisiveness, and leadership may slowly become passive, predictable, or indifferent. Over time, the energy that once fueled attraction begins to fade. A woman seeking something outside her relationship is often in search of that rekindled excitement, that return to the presence and strength that once made her feel alive. A Stoic man doesn't beg for attention or validation. He understands that true attraction isn't something to chase, it's something that is cultivated. He remains strong in his values, decisive in his actions, and present in his interactions. He listens with intent, speaks with purpose, and acts with confidence. He doesn't fear loss because he knows his worth isn't dependent on another's approval. Ultimately, the magnetic pull of strength and presence isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about embodying the kind of self-mastery that commands respect and admiration. A woman may seek an external spark, but the man who has mastered himself will always be the one who holds the deepest attraction, not just for others, but for himself. Number 6, the rebellion against lost identity. Over time, responsibilities, societal expectations, and relationship dynamics can cause a person to lose touch with who they once were. Many women who seek experiences outside their marriage aren't merely looking for another person, they're searching for themselves. The loss of identity is one of the most profound struggles in life. When someone feels reduced to a role rather than seen as an individual, the need to reclaim that identity can lead to rebellion. Marriage, family, and long-term commitments often come with sacrifices. Some are made willingly, but others slowly accumulate, eroding personal freedom, passions, and aspirations. A woman may wake up one day and realize she no longer recognizes the person in the mirror. Where did her adventurous spirit go? What happened to her dreams? When did she stop feeling like herself? The longing for independence and self-expression can become overwhelming, pushing her to seek escape in ways that may not always align with her values or commitments. This rebellion isn't always about another person. Sometimes it's about breaking free from monotony, rediscovering personal ambitions, or simply feeling alive again. It could manifest as new hobbies, lifestyle changes, or even an affair. Stepping outside the boundaries can be a symbolic declaration. I am more than my roles. I am more than what's expected of me. A Stoic man doesn't react with anger or insecurity. He understands that true freedom isn't found in reckless action. It's found in self-awareness and discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of trying to control or possess, he seeks to understand. If a woman feels lost, the solution isn't force or fear. It's helping her reconnect with herself in a meaningful way. Identity shouldn't be surrendered in a relationship. A Stoic man ensures that his partner, just like himself, continues to grow as an individual. He doesn't stifle, he encourages. He doesn't fear independence because he knows that true connection isn't about ownership. It's about mutual respect and shared evolution. Number 7, the inevitability of change. Change is the only constant in life, yet many resist it. clinging to what is familiar even as it slips through their fingers. Relationships, like everything else, evolve over time. The dynamics that once brought two people together may shift, and the emotional bonds that once felt unbreakable can weaken if not nurtured. Some women step outside their marriages not because they desire someone new, but because they fear stagnation, because they feel the silent but undeniable force of change pushing them towards something unknown. A relationship that remains exactly as it was in its early days is one that has not grown. Passion fades if it's not actively cultivated. Interest wanes when routine takes over. The moments of deep connection that once seemed effortless now require conscious effort. But when this effort is neglected, one or both partners may feel they are outgrowing the relationship, even if they still care deeply for each other. The stoic man does not resist change. He embraces it. He understands that all things are transient, including emotions, desires, and relationships. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. A woman who seeks adventure outside her marriage may not necessarily be betraying love. She may simply be responding to the natural course of human evolution, trying to reconcile who she is now with who she used to be. Instead of reacting with fear or resentment, the stoic man remains grounded. He does not demand permanence in a world that offers none. He does not cling to what was, but adapts to what is. If a relationship can grow and evolve, he nurtures it. If it has run its course, he accepts it with grace. He does not chase, beg, or force. He understands that true strength lies in mastering oneself, not in controlling another. Change is inevitable, but suffering because of it is optional. The stoic man moves with the current of life, knowing that true fulfillment comes not from resisting change, but from understanding and adapting to it.